ready to fucking go here, and we're ready to fucking go here. Sorry, I was just saying that before I started doing the journal, and just decided to keep saying it as I was starting to press the record button. The date is, I know, that was, again, I'm going to point out that was just a very loud lip smack. It was tongue smack more, like, the date is 10/17/2016. The time is actually I should say it's the date for this journal. The date that's going to be on the video portion of this journal is 10/16/2016. But I'm just saying right now it's 10/17/2016, and it's because it's like after midnight. My sleep is drifting forward because I started drinking coffee again, I think, and so my schedule's a little bit out of whack. But yeah, so what did I do today? Watch the Eagles get beaten by the Redskins. There's a lot of fucking ticky-tacky calls on the fucking... A lot of them on the Eagles that just didn't get called on the Redskins. Like there was one illegal block in the back on fucking Smallwood, the running back. And they didn't call... There was a couple calls against the Redskins that just didn't get called. I mean, sloppy officiating is fine, but, at least let it be for both teams and not just one team. I mean, last week, I said like 3 times in a row there. Like last week against the Detroit Lions, there was a couple plays that, could have made or broken that game, like fucking Dorial Green-Beckham in the end zone dropping a perfect pass that if he'd caught it, we would have won the game. If the score were a touchdown instead of a field goal, because we lost that game by 1 point. But this game today was really just a fucking garbage game. They probably wouldn't have won it. I mean, there was a couple miracles that went the Eagles' way, like that kickoff return and then Malcolm Jenkins getting the interception return for a touchdown. So probably wouldn't have won the game anyway. I mean to say we probably were closer in that game than we should have been, because I think the offense only scored like 6 points in total. So it's really just a bullshit game. Bullshit. Wentz was off with a couple throws, and it was really, what it was? It was that fucking O-line. It was fucking Lane Johnson not being on the right tackle. So we had that rookie there. And, I really think just Lane Johnson was unfairly suspended because he was using that NFL app. And, there's a lot of, like, on the Eagles forums and Reddit and in general, it's just saying shit like, oh, fucking Johnson, like, well, I don't want to get into that. But, it's just like, what the fuck do you want the guy to do? He was using the app that the NFL, gave him. What do you want him to be fucking just know somehow that the app was wrong? What is he going to do? How's he just going to know that the app was wrong? Because it's so dumb. It's just so dumb. He got the app specifically to help him out with that shit, and then now he's, well, whatever. Yeah, I just think that sort of, thinking, it's just fucking, you can't make an exception in this case. You gotta, do it. It's just like no tolerance policies at school. They're fucking retarded. And just, there's no subjective fucking intelligence going on. It's like, oh, we gotta enforce everything just on the technicality. There is a such thing as subjective intelligence. And, when you're making those, sweeping fucking... Well, that's such a cliche term, but just sweeping generalizations are just like a... Sorry, I just heard something. But those types of rules where it's like, oh, well, we got you on the technicality, so we gotta fucking get you. That's just so stupid, man. You have fucking intelligence. You don't have to just follow every fucking rule just because it's in the book. If you can fucking, if you can tell that in this case maybe there's an exception, then that's just that's so cowardly. It's so fucking cowardly. Because well, I guess it just means that you don't value yourself over the... It's like, there's people that say, it's the law. Fuck that. Or, sometimes people will say, and this is very ranty, I know, it's very juvenile rant here. I understand that, but, it's like people who say, somebody will say, oh, do you think the law doesn't apply to you? No, I just don't think this law should apply to anyone. It's like, that's one of those things where it's like they try, it's like trying to slip you a dose of truth, but, with a jab along with it. Or just, it's a twisting, like it's a fucking twisting of like, it's like somebody that says something, but there's like weight, like unsaid weight attached to it. Like, oh, you think you're above the... Well, I mean, that's a loaded question because it's like, when did you stop beating your wife? Like one of those questions is like, do you think the rules don't apply to you? Because it's like, it's implying that, oh, I think I'm special and that I don't have the rule. I don't have to follow the rules. And that's just a load of dog shit, because if I'm not following the rule, I don't think anybody should fucking follow it. Doesn't mean I think I'm above the law. It means I think your law is... Again, this is just a juvenile rant. Am I, like, recording? I guess, yeah, okay, I am. Thought I wasn't recording for a second. Yeah, so it's juvenile rant. I totally get it. It was juvenile. Boo. Yeah, I actually made a Facebook status up. I was just in a juvenile mood, I guess, tonight. I made a Facebook status update that was like, it was one of those, those fucking job interview questions are fucking sadistic. I just want to say that. They're fucking sadistic. Like, why should we hire you? And, I made this Facebook status update tonight that was like, that was like, not that it was like, I don't know why my dumb mouth said that. Yeah, but it was like, it was in quotations. So tell me, why should we hire you? And I said, the only rational response to that is, that question is beside the point. Aren't you interviewing me to find out if you should hire me? Because, I mean, it is beside... And how are you supposed to answer that question? How is any rational person supposed to answer that? You can't. You can't, because if it's... It's like I was saying once before, I might have been saying it in a Let's Play, but your job is not to define yourself or, like, call yourself anything. Like, I'm this, I'm this. Your job is to do what you do, and then other people try to define you. Like, it's not, because I don't know what I am. I'm blind to myself. I am a black hole to my perception. From my perspective, I am a black hole, and I can't see me. I can't ever see me for who I am, and I will never be able to see me for who I am. That's just the nature of being you, is that you can't see yourself. And so it's not your job to define yourself, because a black hole can't see itself. So the only thing you can do is be a black hole, and then other people will call it a black hole. Like, I'm just doing what I'm doing. And so, it's not my job to define who I am. It's other people. And those definitions are going to be not 100%. It's not ever going to be 100% accurate. It's just like the speed of light. You can't ever get to 100%. You can only get to like 99 or whatever. But, the definitions over time, it won't be perfect at first. It'll be like, 50% at first. Then it'll be like 80. And, if that makes sense, I'm glad that you could make sense of that. But that's just generally what I'm saying, is that you can't ever fucking define yourself. And don't ever fucking ask me, why should we hire you? Because that is fucking beside the point. You're interviewing me to find out if you should hire me. Okay, juvenile rant over, and this journal's over. So goodbye.